So what we're going to be looking at today is we're going to be looking at the Byzantine Empire. We'll really be looking at the beginnings of the Byzantine Empire and most importantly, Justinian and what accomplishments he makes with the Byzantine Empire. So post-Roman Empire, we see a lot of political and religious divisions come out of the fall of the Roman Empire. It splits into two. To the east, we see the Greek Orthodox or the Byzantine Empire established, and then to the west of that, we see the Roman Catholic Empire established. Civilizations, if you notice, they're not expanding sideways, they're expanding north because it was hard to convert people to Greek Orthodoxy or to Roman Catholicism. So in order to gain territory, we start to see them expand to the north. This gives you a detailed map of the Byzantine Empire and the Roman Empire. So again, to the east, we see the Roman Empire. We see different cities that are scattered around it. Constantinople serves as the capital, whereas if you go to the Roman Empire, we see Rome serve as the capital with, again, different cities scattered around. We see them expanding, not sideways, east or west, but they are expanding north. Byzantine Empire, so the Emperor Constantine, he's the one that builds the Byzantium, and in 476, though, we unfortunately see the western half of the empire collapse, and so in the east, Constantinople becomes the capital, and we start to see the Byzantine Empire take a life of its own. The Byzantine Empire is symbolized by being very wealthy, for the elite, very opulent, very decadent. As you can tell in this picture to the right, even the church architecture in the churches, it's very opulent, very decadent. We start to see them involved in a lot of trade in the Mediterranean. So, for example, we start to see them involved in the Silk Road trade. We start to see the Indian Ocean trade involve them as well. So Justinian, going into him, he's one of the most significant rulers. He accomplishes 4 different things. Under him, we see a lot of military gains and huge expansion, especially in northern Africa and Italy. We see a Roman legal code established. We see people held accountable once this Roman legal code is established. We see the commissioning of the Hagia Sophia, which was an attempt to renovate Constantinople. And then on top of that, we see he makes Greek the official language. They characterize Greek as being the language of the elite. They characterize Latin as being very inferior and barbaric. So whereas Latin really starts to still have a hold in the West, people in the Byzantine Empire that resided there, they really start to get away from Latin and start to adopt Greek as the official language. So this is the commissioning of the Hagia Sophia. It still stands today. It is in modern day Istanbul, Turkey. Commissioned by Justinian, we see it's characterized by a lot of the early Roman architecture. So for example, domes. We see the lights pouring in. We see the minarets, which are tall towers attached to the churches. We see different mosaic styles inside the cathedral. So a lot of the 3 different characterizations that I just listed, these are different characterizations and developments that we still see even today in mosques and churches and cathedrals that are not only in Europe, but in America as well. So what were Justinian's accomplishments? His military gains, the Greek language as the official language, the commissioning of the Hagia Sophia, and then that Roman legal code establishment that really brings together the Byzantine Empire as a society.